Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. And as you can see from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about a couple of opinions surrounding the latest episode of Love Marriage Huntsville, which is season 7, episode 1, via Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King. So there was discussion on whether or not Martell's arrest was staged for the show. And between the two of these people, which one do you think posed the question if it was the TV show that ultimately made Melody leave Martell? And we're going to get into a little bit more as well. Now, before we get into these sound bites, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed for criticism. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, in this first soundbite, they actually talk about Martell's mom. Carlos is going to ask Dr. Heavenly, what did she think about, all of the foolery that Marlene was talking about and coming after Melody and almost insinuating that Melody is weak for going the legal route for protecting herself against Revenge P. And they're also going to talk about how at one point, Dr. Heavenly thought that, Martell and Melody would get back together. So I'm going to play this soundbite and then come back with my commentary.
His reactions, Dr. Heavenly, that people had in the scene where Martell was talking to his mother, a lot of people felt that his mother was babying him and gaslighting the situation and not holding him accountable. You are a Black mother with sons. What did you think about that dialogue that his mother and Martell had? I honestly thought that the mother did what she needed to do on TV. Now, off TV, I would have told him he did that's wrong. But on TV, I don't know, because I'm going to be team my kids, whether they right, wrong, and different. I'm going to tell them right. But in front of anybody, I'm still for my kids. If you try to arrest my kids, I'm going to do everything I can to help them, try to make them feel, But I'm going to tell them on the side, I probably beat their asses on the side still. Martell still can get his ass whipped and tell him he was wrong for that. But on TV, I could see her taking up for her son. Because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ride or die. Like, if my husband, whether he's right or wrong, I'm ride or die for him. But I'll tell him later on, hey, that was wrong. You don't do stuff like that. But yeah, the mama was gaslighting. She was like, you don't do that to the kids. No, he did that to the kids. He did that when he actually sent those texts. So mama, I get she the mama, but he was wrong. He shouldn't have did that shit. And Melody clocked him. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to take it back. I always say that they might get together, back together, but I don't see it now. It's too far. It's too much. I wasn't following. Like, damn. Y'all just can't. Do you think it's the show, Carlos, that they just can't get over each other and they keep bothering each other or having problems? Or do you think, like, if they weren't on the show, they'd be able to co-parent better? Because, them shows really. No, and listen, I know, and that's a very good question. What I can say to you is this. Martell was cheating on Melody before there was even a TV show, right? And to Melody's credit, she did not want to do the show while they were dealing with this infidelity. She and I had a conversation, and long story short, we both said, look, if you're going to do this, you got to be real. I said that to say the show did not break them up. Martell's infidelity in the sense of a child being born, an outside affair with a child being born happened while they were married, right? And that, based on the knowledge that I have, and the audience knows this too, that was the ultimate deal breaker.
Okay, so there's a lot in this soundbite to touch on. I always love to comment first on the latter part of the soundbite, but he was talking about how he said to Melody, because once she was done with the marriage, she actually had thoughts of no longer participating on the show. And Carlos said that they had conversation. We've heard this story before, where he told her, he promised her that he would hold her hand throughout the entire process of sharing her story of leaving Martell with us. And he said, I told her, like, if you're going to do this, be real. If you're going to leave him, be real, meaning like share it with the world. And that's rich coming from someone who lets the Scotts fake the funk every single chance that they get, season after season, who was beyond patient with Destiny, who did not open up. And Sunny shared last night that Destiny was a hard person to produce. And in production meetings, that was the feedback concerning Destiny. Yes, she is hard to produce. She does not give storyline. So that's rich coming from Carlos, that he would tell Melody, like, if you're going to leave him, if you're going to do this, be real, like share it. And she's been more than generous with her life story with us, Miss Melody Cherie. But also, Dr. Heavenly tried to say that she would actually do what Marlene did in front of the cameras and support her kid. But behind the camera, off camera, she would say, you were wrong for that. And I just kind of feel like, first of all, I'm actually thankful that she would be honest and say something so dumb, because I do feel like some people, unfortunately, they have that mindset. But what you do behind closed doors obviously would not be effective if he is still having trifling, controlling, stalking behavior. So no, you need to publicly scold this person. Why are you trying to do it behind closed doors? Because you don't want to embarrass him. You want to feed into his ego and let him pretend like you support everything that he does, even when it's wrong. And I also call cap on Dr. Heavenly, because I feel like, especially in our community, people are naturally tougher on us Black women than they are the Black men. The Black men get coddled, they get stroked, especially like the straight Black men, especially, they get like coddled. It's whenever they can't get themselves together financially and mentally, it's always racism and the white man this and the white man that. Meanwhile, the rest of us Black women, we progress and just really have strides in everything that we do, especially all the Black women who are single moms. And they still earn degrees, still work professional jobs, still go on to buy homes, But anyway, I feel like Dr. Heavenly, she may on camera would pretend to support the behavior of her son. But I feel like on camera, if her daughter did some trifling-ish, she would check her on camera, because she's the girl. She would be tougher on her than she would be on the son. But those are my thoughts. Now, as far as Dr. Heavenly saying that she used to think that Melody and Martell would get back together, she has said that in previous interviews with them. She would say that. And, Melody would just kind of look at her like, no. And then now she's, changing, going back on her words, saying, oh my gosh, because now she sees the toxicity that is of Martell. So now she's like, oh my gosh, no, she would not take him back. And Carlos was definitely shaking his head, saying no and doing the thumbs down. He was saying that Melody was done. But there is more. So this next soundbite that we're going to get into, it is Dr. Heavenly posing the question on whether or not the arrest was staged. And here's what she had to say.
About this, Dr. Heavenly, Martell got arrested the first day of filming. That was planned. Y'all ain't fooling me. Somebody right? I don't know who. But why would it be the first day of filming? And then furthermore, they said he had the kids. Now, what the problem with me is, he left the kids in the car while he ran up there to get his paperwork and then got arrested. Like, dude. First of all, them little kids, you don't leave them in the car. I'm just going to put that out there. Number one. Second of all, okay, you got business down at the courthouse. I ain't never been arrested, so I don't know what the protocol is. But I do know that she said she filed the warrant over a year ago. So she wasn't trying to, get
gonna get it. But did she tell him she filed? Did he know?
Apparently he didn't know. This is the thing about them. At the time she filed, from my understanding, they weren't on speaking terms, obviously. A lot of their communication was done via the courts, because the only reason why they're communicating, or should be, is about the kids. So when it came to any decision making around the kids, the courts had to handle it. In addition to, maybe they'll text each other about pickup and this is your week, my week, but they don't have a relationship to talk about anything outside of that. So from my understanding, he did not know that she...
But when you get a warrant, I ain't never had no warrant. Well, ain't they supposed to send you a certified letter or something? Ain't you supposed to know some kind of way? Like, you just have a warrant out there and you don't know until you get arrested? Or
will you call Sandra and ask her?
I surely will. You want me to call her right now?
I'm going to ask her.
Shit, no. No, I'll call her later, though. I ask you, when you get a warrant.
Why can't you talk people heavily?
Right, I ain't doing that. But, yeah, I don't know. I would think that if somebody put a warrant out on you, to me, it makes sense to me that you would get some kind of notification, correct?
I don't think so. This is the thing. And again, I don't know. This is why we need a licensed legal people. Right. I'm with you. I don't know. I don't think so. I think if somebody had a restraining order, you do get notified about that. I'm not sure if a warrant is out for your arrest, if you are privy to that. I just don't know. But one of the strongest reactions, Dr. Heavenly, that people had in the scene where Martell was talking to his mother.
Okay, so then that's when they were going to get into Miss Marlene. Now, in that soundbite, in my opinion, Carlos was making excuses to try and cover for Martell and production. So Dr. Heavenly actually shares a lot of our sentiments, where it definitely looked like the arrest was staged via having his kids in the vehicle with him, and you just so happened you had to go pick up documentation. And I was saying in one of my videos that I made yesterday on Sunday that having to pick up documents from the local jail or a local courthouse is just not your run-of-the-mill errand. So why would you have your kids in the vehicle with you? And Melody was saying to her brother Marcus how she was wondering when Martell was going to get picked up. So it definitely gives, he was able to stall somehow for filming. And, Carlos was trying to say, oh no, like, I don't think he knew. I don't think you get a notification. Really, Carlos, especially in Alabama, if a black man needs to be arrested for something, you don't think that Negro gonna find out some sort of way? Give me a break. And I feel like also he was trying to cover for production being down with the ish and, allowing that foolishness just for filming. But I just kind of felt like, although he's definitely giving annoyed with Martell, we saw from Saturday night's episode during the podcast show in Huntsville that he said that Martell pissed him off when he left that comment under one of Carlos King's Instagram posts. And he said that he did not want to film the scene at that coffee shop with Melody. He did not want to bring her flowers, and that production made him do it because the cast are actors. And Carlos was offended by that because he said that it ate away at his company, their credibility as producing reality TV. So although, Carlos, I think that you are sincerely annoyed with Martell, here you go covering for him when Dr. Heavenly poses the very reasonable question, was his arrest staged? So then I want to get into, Melody and Martell when they were dating and they fell in love, and, Melody getting married at the very young adult age of 22. And then also this conversation, caused Dr. Heavenly to pose another question on whether or not it was the TV show that really prompted Melody to leave Martell.
A lot of women and a lot of men, for that matter, you really have to get to know yourself before you get married to another human being at 22 years old. And one thing Melody said in this episode that I was like,
was she pregnant? Was she pregnant when she got married?
No.
Okay.
No, so Dr. Heavenly, let me give you tea. Martell proposed to Melody on the day of her college graduation.
Oh, that's so sweet. Look at him. He's so sweet.
See, no, let me say this. And me and Martell talked about this, and so this ain't nothing new. When I learned that, I said, oh, when they met. So ladies, listen, I don't think that was sweet in the sense of like, I think men, when they know you are a good woman, they gonna snatch you up before you can get you. And Melody, at 22 years old, isn't fully developed as a woman going after her career because she just graduated from college. There's another development of life that happens for anybody after 22. So when a man snatches you off the streets, he sees the prize you are, and he doesn't want any man to have you. So he wants to lock you up at the house and mold you to be the woman he wants you to be, honey. And that's the man too. To me,
he saw a good thing. However, the jury is still out. My thing is, if they were not on TV, she dealt with that man cheating for 5 years. I know too many women, and I know too many married women.
On your show?
No, well, some of them on our show are coming back to our show. I don't know. But listen, but my thing is this. We don't know that Melody would have left without this TV show. It's too public. I'm telling you, women deal with children outside. You know what I'm saying? They deal with that kind of stuff. A lot of times, and I said again, T.I. said it the best. Everything he did was with Tiny.
Wait, go back. Go back. You said what did T.I. say?
Everything he did with Tiny was okay until the people start speaking on it. So I don't know if Melody, and she seems like a strong woman now, but I don't know. She might have stayed, Carlos. We don't know. But
let's talk about it. She did stay. She stayed
years, right?
Well, she stayed and forgave him for the infidelity. The moment she decided to cut complete ties was when this baby happened because. And listen, I know what you're saying. A lot of women do stay with the baby.
Anyway,
I think my opinion is I don't think if there was a TV show, she would have stayed and raised another woman's baby. I think TV show or not, she would not have stayed. But you think she would have.
But I don't know. I'm saying we don't know, but I do know that it's the added pressure when people are on TV like none other.
Shut up, Dr. Heavenly. Okay, let me say this. If someone chooses to forgive their spouse, that is their business. And as an adult who does not bother anybody, works every day, pay their taxes, pay their bills, they don't owe anyone an explanation. So for those who have chosen to forgive their spouses and stay in a marriage where there was infidelity, that is your choice. And none of us can judge and say that they're weak because of it. Now, for people who walk away, you also are not getting judged. It doesn't make you any less spiritual, any less faithful, any less patient because you decided not to put up with it. I'm going to also say that I feel like the more and more that time goes on, I just feel like you're going to see fewer women staying in marriages where they were cheated on and let alone a baby was produced outside of the marriage, simply because women are so financially independent today. And so I feel like generations prior, where women had less education, less employment opportunities, they were not seen as feasible applicants for loans like mortgages. Back in those days, more women stayed in disrespectful marriages. And I feel like that statement of Dr. Heavenly's is a reflection of her being back in that time mentally. Now, as far as Melody is concerned, I do not think that the TV show was what prompted her to leave. I feel like she realized that Martell was not worthy of her forgiveness. He was not worthy of her patience, her trying to give him chances to get himself together. He was no longer worthy of that. He's swine, he's like a pig, and he does not deserve her pearls. So that's why she packed up her babies and she deuced out. So I just kind of feel like some women with Dr. Heavenly, they kind of resent women who step out on faith and they decide that, yeah, I'm going to be single again. Yeah, I'm going to be single with all my kids, and I'm not going to make decisions just to say that I have a man to keep someone around. If another man comes along, that's additional blessing. If he doesn't, oh well. But I'm not going to stay over here in this relationship where I'm being disrespected just to say that I have someone. And I think that that is a type of strength that Dr. Heavenly cannot relate to, because she's been with her husband for well over 20 years. And she says he's a good man, Savannah. So she can't relate to a woman deciding to choose her and to move on. And I think that that's a little intimidating for her. But you all let me know in the comments, what do you think about Miss Know-It-All, or the dentist, as some of you say, or Elaine, as some of you say, wondering if the TV show is why Melody left Martell. I cannot wait to just see how your brains are brainstorming as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate the support. Please hit the like button on this video. It is a free way of supporting the channel. I'm always relieved when the Monday workday is over. When I tell y'all on Sundays, we're going to have a magnificent Monday. It will not be a manic Monday. I'm also saying that to myself. It's an affirmation for me as well. Sunday nights kind of give me anxiety because it's the start of another work week. I know it's going to be busy. So once I logged out of work, I did go to the park and I read for a long time of the book that I'm on now, and did some journaling. And then I was able to come back home and eat some dinner and then work on this video. So I might make another video tonight, but if not, I will definitely, turn in for the night. And I will talk with you all soon. Hopefully tomorrow, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll talk with y'all soon. Bye.